Hi students, welcome to SPSVERSITY. Today we are going to learn about environmental issues. Okay. So nowadays, today we are facing lot of environmental issues like global warming, air pollution, water pollution, radioactive waste, greenhouse effect, disposal of solid waste, deforestation, and improper resource utilization. So nowadays, we are facing lot of environmental issues which is harming the environment. So how to overcome these issues? By giving a best solution to this. Okay. So in this, the major one is the pollution. So what is pollution? So pollution is an undesirable change, whether it may be physical or chemical or biological catalyst. Okay. So any undesirable change in air, land, water, soil, in physical, chemical or biological characteristics. So this undesirable change leads to pollution. So the substances, the agents which cause pollution, so they are called pollutants. So pollution is caused by the agents, that is undesirable changes are caused by the agents, that is called pollutants. Okay. So when you come to pollutants, like there are biodegradable pollutants. So biodegradable means which can be decomposed easily by microorganisms, which are decomposed, like market garbage, livestock waste, municipal and domestic sewage, agriculture waste. So these are easily decomposed by microorganisms. And when you come to non-biodegradable, so non-biodegradable means which cannot be decomposed. So when they cannot be decomposed, so they accumulate in the environment and cause many disasters, like DDT, BHC, mercurial salts, plastic, polythene bags, soft drink cans. So these all are non-biodegradable, which cannot be decomposed by microorganisms. Okay. So biodegradable means which will be decomposed. After this, they will be in decomposition process. By the end, they are converted into minerals. But the issue comes with, that is the non-biodegradable, where they will not be decomposed, and moreover they will enter, they harm the nature, they will enter into the food chain also. So when they enter into the food chain, it causes many bad effects on the organisms as well as the environment. Okay. So here, according to Environmental Protection Act in 1986, so what it says is to protect and improve quality of life of environment, like air, water and soil. So Environmental Protection Act 1986 says that there is a need to protect and improve the quality of environment in air, water, soil, land, whatever it is. Okay. So when you come to pollution, there are various types of pollution, like air pollution, water pollution, solid waste pollution, radioactive waste pollution, soil pollution. Like this, there are different categories of pollution. So the major one are air pollution, water pollution, solid waste pollution, radioactive waste pollution. Okay. So first we'll deal with air pollution. So air pollution is an undesirable change in air, either physical, chemical or biological characteristics. If there is a change in the physical, chemical or biological characteristics of air, so it is called air pollution. Okay. And the substances which cause the air pollution when you come to pollutants. So there are gaseous air pollutants and particulate air pollutants. So gaseous air pollutants means carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, like this. These all will come under gaseous air pollutants. Particulate air pollutants, they are dust, mist, aerosols, etc. Okay. So there are gases which cause air pollution and there are particulate air pollutants which cause pollution. Okay. So basically when you come to the air pollution, it is caused by, that is majorly by one is by industrial one and another one is by automobile exhaust pollution, the gases which is released from automobiles. Okay, that is two-wheeler, four-wheeler, like this. Okay, whatever it is, whether it is industrial or automobile, it will affect the crop yield. It is lethal to living organisms. Lethal means it may lead to death of living organisms, and moreover it causes many respiratory ailments in humans as well as animals. So many respiratory issues will come due to this air pollution in humans as well as human animals. So according to when you take industrial sources which cause air pollution, that is, the major one is thermal power plants, so which produce power by using coal. So thermal power plants where power production is done by using coal as a source. So from this thermal power plants, that is particulate matter as well as the gaseous air pollutants along with harmful gases are released into environment. Okay. That is gaseous air pollutants and particulate air pollutants are released into this. When you come to particulate matter, so according to Central Pollution Control Board, so the particulate size should be 2.5 micrometers or less, are responsible for breathing and respiratory issues like irritation, inflammation. Inflammation means the burning sensation. In the burning sensation in the respiratory system. Damage to lungs and premature death. That is, a particulate matter of size 2.5 micrometers or less than will cause many respiratory problems like bronchitis, asthma, inflammations, which leads to damage of lungs and ultimately which may lead to death also. So from thermal power plants, the particulate matter is an issue which released into air. So what is the solution for this? So the solution for this is the particulate matter can be removed from the exhaust by using an equipment that is electrostatic precipitator, which can remove 99% of particulate matter. Okay. So when you come to this electrostatic precipitator, so here there are electrode wires that are maintained at high voltage, that is several thousands of voltage. Due to this high voltage, a cloud of electrons release, that is a corona that release of electrons. Okay. So these electrons which are released due to high voltage of electricity, that is corona, these electron binds with particulate matter, giving them a negative charge. So particulate matter when bind, that is electrons when bind with particulate matter will be negatively charged. Okay. So this negatively charged particulate matter is collected by using positively charged collecting plates. So to attract the charged dust particles. So electrostatic precipitator is the best solution for removing particulate matter from the exhaust. So in this picture, if you see, so that is you can see here, this is electrostatic precipitator. So the exhaust is coming from this direction. And these are electrodes with high voltage. So due to this high voltage, there is corona discharge where electrons are released. So these electrons will bind with these dust particles so that they become negatively charged. And at the bottom we can see collection plate which is positively charged. So these negatively charged ones are attracted by taking this positively charged collection plates, so that the particulate matter is removed from the duct air which is released from thermal power plants. That is, 99% of particulate matter is removed by using this electrostatic precipitator. Okay. So in this electrostatic precipitator, the basic principle is the dust particles are made negatively charged by binding with electrons, and they are collected by using the positively charged plates, collection plates, which are grounded. So this is a solution to remove the electrostatic precipitators. Okay. From industries, not only the particulate matter, along with this many harmful gases are released. Like, for example, if you take sulfur dioxide, so which is very harmful gas, which leads to acid rains. Okay. Sulfur dioxide is one of the harmful gases which leads to many bad effects in the air. The best one is effect is the acid rains. So due to this acid rains, so a lot of bad effects are there on the environment. Not only on human beings, animals, plants, as well as a lot of effects. So here this sulfur dioxide can be removed from that air with the help of, that is, scrubber. The solution for this is scrubber. So when you take a scrubber, so in the given diagram it is a scrubber. It is a plan of scrubber. So from this direction that air is passed. Okay. And here you can see a spray of water or lime. So whatever the lime spray that is coming in this opposite direction, that air in this opposite direction, this lime will react with sulfur dioxide. Okay, so that it gets settled down. And ultimately which comes out from this is a clean air. So scrubber is meant for removing of the sulfur dioxide from exhaust. Okay. So how to control this automobile exhaust? So nowadays automobiles number has increased a lot. So many number of vehicles are there, so which cause a lot of pollution. Okay. So automobiles has become one of the major hurdle, that is one of the major cause of pollution. How to control this automobile exhaust? That is proper maintenance of automobiles. So proper maintenance of automobiles means servicing the vehicles as and when needed, cleaning them, going for cleaning. Use of efficient engines, use of catalytic converters which convert harmful gases into the normal one. Okay. So where in this catalytic converters there are platinum, rhodium and palladium are used. So where they convert harmful gases, that is unburnt hydrocarbons, that is carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide and water. Use of quality automobile fuel like compressed natural gas is one of the solution for decreasing the pollution. So for reducing pollution, one of the best solution is compressed natural gas, which cause very less pollution and the noise levels are also less. Using lead-free petrol and diesel. So these are different measures to control automobile exhaust. So servicing, the maintenance, use of efficient engine, use of catalytic converters, using of compressed natural gas, use of lead-free petrol and diesel. Okay. So here when you come to automobile exhaust waste, so basically you should use lead-free petrol or diesel, which will reduce, that is, the vehicular pollution. So what actually catalytic converters will do? So these catalytic converters will convert unburnt hydrocarbons into carbon dioxide and water, carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide to nitrogen. That is, harmful gases are converted into, that is, CO2, water, nitrogen, which doesn't cause this. And while we are using catalytic converters, specifically it is recommended to use unleaded petrol. Why? Because lead will inactivate the catalyst. When catalyst becomes inactivated, it cannot carry out this process. So that's the reason why at present we are using lead-free petrol, which doesn't have lead. So catalytic converters will convert the harmful gases, that is unburnt hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, into carbon dioxide water, carbon dioxide, nitrogen respectively. Okay. So these are different measures which should be taken to control vehicular pollution. At the same time, to control vehicular pollution, in our capital of India, that is Delhi, there is a case study. Why it has come to an issue, that is Delhi. In 1990, Delhi ranked 4th among 41 most polluted cities of the world. So, Supreme Court has asked the government of India, that is Delhi, to reduce air pollution based on a bill filed against, that is public interest litigation. Okay. So a case was filed on, that is in Supreme Court, seeking to reduce air pollution. Why? Because Delhi ranked the 4th among the 41 most polluted cities of the world. So, to control this air pollution, what government of Delhi has taken? It has taken various steps, like use of compressed natural gas, phasing out of old vehicles which are more than 15 years or 20 years old, removing them from this, use of unleaded petrol, use of low sulfur petrol and diesel, use of catalytic converters in vehicles, and application of strict pollution level norms for vehicles. So like this, Government of Delhi has taken a major step to reduce air pollution. That is, it has converted all the vehicles to, that is, CNG vehicles, that is, compressed natural gas vehicles. So where these compressed natural gas vehicles cause less pollution and they are economical also. So Government of Delhi has taken this initiation. So when you come to compressed natural gas, there are many positive aspects of this, like it burns efficiently. It is cheaper than petrol and diesel. It cannot be siphoned by thieves. That means it cannot be stolen by thieves. And cannot be adulterated like petrol and diesel. Cannot be diluted like as petrol and diesel are diluted with other liquids like kerosene. So these are different positive aspects of the what we call, that is, compressed natural gas. And when you come to negative aspects, there are some negatives also, like non-assurance of uninterrupted supply. To supply this compressed natural gas, lot of pipelines, that is, the pipeline should be laid to supply natural gas, which involves a lot of, that is, which involves a lot of infrastructural development is needed. That is very high cost investment, that is cost effective process. It is laying down pipelines for supply of compressed natural gas to all places. This is one of the issues. These two are issues. But when you come to positives, there are many positive aspects of this. So this is how Delhi has taken an initiative to convert all the vehicles to CNG vehicles, so that the pollution is reduced. Okay. So Delhi has taken an issue, that is, it has taken an initiative to convert to CNG. Simultaneously after this, government has taken a fuel policy to cut down vehicular pollution. That is, to cut down the reducing the sulfur and aromatic content in the petrol and diesel fuels gradually. According to Euro 2 norms, sulfur should be reduced to 350 parts per million in diesel. In petrol, it should be 150 parts per million. And aromatic hydrocarbons should be reduced to 42%. And upgradation of vehicle engines. These are Euro 2 norms. So a new auto fuel policy, it has aimed to reduce the sulfur as well as the aromatic hydrocarbons in petrol and diesel. So here if you see this, for four-wheelers, the norm says that is, the norm name is Bharat Stage 4. It is implemented throughout the country since 2017. Three-wheelers, that is Bharat Stage 4, for three-wheelers, it is implemented from 1st April of 2017 throughout the country. Two-wheelers, bikes, is all Bharat Stage 4, which is implemented through 2017. So like this, taking the Euro 2 norms into consideration, there are different norms are applied, they are formulated in India, like Bharat Stage 4, Bharat Stage 3, like this, through which the reduction of sulfur and aromatic hydrocarbons in the petrol and diesel. Okay. So ultimately, in 1997, by 1997, Delhi has succeeded in reducing this. Okay. So here you can see is carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide reduced levels. By 2005, lot of reduction in the levels of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. But when you see in 1997, there is a lot of CO2 and sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere, which is reduced a lot by 2005. Ultimately, Delhi has succeeded in reducing air pollution by implementing the norms like CNG vehicles. The major aspect, it has taken CNG, phasing out of old vehicles, using catalytic converters. Next, that is maintenance of vehicles. These are different steps, and applying strict norms to all pollution norms. So that's the reason why it has reduced. Okay. So in air pollution, along with air pollution, there is another issue, that is noise pollution. It is undesirable high level of sound is called noise pollution. So the measurement of sound level is, the units of sound level is decibels. And this sound level is measured by phonometer. Equipment which measures it is phonometer. So sound level of more than 80 decibels is noise. So according to 1981, that is Air and Air Act, Prevention and Control of Pollution has come into act in India. It was amended in 1987 to include noise as an air pollutant. So noise is included as an air pollutant in 1987 amendment. So less than 25 decibels it is silence. 25 to 60 decibels ordinary sound. 100 decibels that is motion, and 150 decibels silence. These all are more. So what happens when there is a noise pollution? So psychologically and physiological disorders like neurological disorders, increased heartbeat, alters breathing pattern, headache and sleeplessness, stress in humans. And the more noise pollution, it leads to loss of hearing ability, which leads to many issues of ear by hearing ability. So along with air pollution, noise pollution is also one of the major concerns. Due to this also noise pollution, lot of health issues will come in humans, neurological, physiological, psychological, many health issues will come. How to control this? That is, soundproofing insulation jackets or filters for machines. Like in construction field, lot of big equipment are used. So insulating with jackets and filters. Using ear muffs and sound absorbent materials by industrial workers and people during heavy traffic. the people who are working in industries and people who are moving in heavy traffic areas, they should use ear muffs and sound absorbers. And silent zone should be maintained around schools and hospitals. That is within the limit of 100 meters of hospitals and schools, silent zone should be maintained. Spreading awareness about the ill effects of noise and setting the permissible levels of crackers. In India, we celebrate a lot of festivals, many occasions, marriages, like this, where bursting sounds allow limited time. Okay. So there is a time restriction as well as sound level of restriction of loudspeakers, which we use in many occasions. So many festivals, marriages, occasions, we use lot of loud speakers. Okay. So these all should be permissible at this to the permissible limit and permissible time. So like this, the noise pollution can be controlled by taking the specific control measures. Okay. So follow us on SPSVERSITY on social media. So till now we discussed about, that is, the air pollution. Okay. So in air pollution we discussed about, that is, the particulate matter by using electrostatic precipitator can be removed. Scrubber by using, that is, removal of sulfur dioxide. How to reduce noise pollution, and we studied a case study in Delhi where it has successfully reduced the air pollution, that is carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about water pollution. So what is this water pollution? So an undesirable physical, chemical and biological change in water. It is an undesirable change in physical, chemical, biological characteristics of water. It is called water pollution. What are the major sources for this? That is domestic sewage. Sewage means the waste coming from residential areas. So the domestic sewage which is coming from residential areas is one of the major concern of, that is, water pollution. And the waste coming from industries, that is industrial effluents. So in 1974, Government of India has passed Water Prevention Control of Pollution, that is the safeguard of water resources. So the safeguard of water resources. So when you come to domestic sewage, it is a major source of freshwater pollution. Freshwater pollution means the rivers, ponds, they get polluted due to this domestic waste. That is household waste. These all are thrown into the rivers and ponds. Liquid waste coming from kitchens, toilets, household waste waters. It includes human and animal excreta, food residues, detergents, and biodegradable organic matter. So domestic sewage, it includes the waste coming from residential areas, that is the waste from kitchen, toilets, household water, that is human, animal excreta, food residues, detergents. Okay. So when you come to this domestic waste, in this, whatever it is, 0.1% impurities makes water unfit. Just of 0.1% makes water unfit for drinking. What is this 1% consists of? Suspended solids, sand, silt and clay. Colloidal material, fecal matter, bacteria, cloths, paper fibers. Dissolved materials like nitrate, ammonia, phosphate, sodium, calcium. These all are toxic. So just in a water of 99.9%, 0.1% will make water that is unsuitable, that is for drinking. And when you come to industrial effluents, that is small scale, large scale industries, lot contribute to this. And most of the industrial effluents are non-biodegradable. Okay. And moreover, whatever the hot water is released from thermal, that is from thermal power plants, that is thermal pollution, is also source of pollution. So due to this hot water, what happens is many organisms cannot survive, they will die. So when you come to pollutants which are coming from industries like heavy metals, which cause health and toxic effects, organic bound metals and metalloids which are toxic, inorganic one which are toxic, traces of organic pollutants, polychlorinated biphenyls, pesticides, detergents, chemical carcinogens. Carcinogens means the substances which cause cancer. So which cause cancer. Okay. So here, so along with these pollutants, the hot waste water which is released into this is a major source of pollution. Okay. So from in the industries, lot of waste is coming from the industries, which is called industrial effluents, heavy metals, organically bound metals, pesticides, detergents, and many carcinogens are released into water. Okay. So here, if we come to this industrial effluents, either it is domestic sewage or industrial effluents, whatever it is, there are a lot of effects of water pollution. Okay. It has effect on aquatic ecosystem. So aquatic ecosystem means the ponds, rivers, etc. In aquatic ecosystem, that is the organisms which live in, that is the aquatic organisms like fishes and all which live in zooplanktons which live in this. They take oxygen from water which is dissolved in water, that is called dissolved oxygen, DO, which is very important for survival of aquatic organisms. So aquatic organisms will take this dissolved oxygen for their respiratory needs. So for their respiratory needs, they need, that is dissolved oxygen. So which is an important aspect. Okay. So organic and inorganic waste in water will reduce this dissolved oxygen. Okay. And due to this organic and inorganic waste, whatever bacteria are there, they will decompose, which are present in this aquatic bodies, will decompose organic waste by consuming oxygen. Due to this, what happens is that dissolved oxygen is reduced. That is, for decomposing organic waste, microorganisms require oxygen, that is oxidation of organic matter. So here an aspect comes, biochemical oxygen demand. That means amount of oxygen required for oxidizing organic matter present in 1 liter of water, it is called BOD. So the unit of BOD is mg of oxygen per liter of water. Okay. So the more BOD, the more the severe pollution. That is, BOD is inversely proportional to DO. So more BOD, that is biochemical oxygen demand, the less dissolved oxygen. It means if we take 8 mg of oxygen per liter contaminated. Okay. So there is a lot of organic and inorganic waste are released into water. Due to this, the dissolved oxygen is reduced. The BOD value will rise, which indicates a severe pollution. And sewage discharge into water, when organic waste are released into water. So what microorganisms will do is, it will start decomposing, that is oxidizing the organic matter. In decomposition, the oxidizing of organic matter takes place. Due to this oxidizing of organic matter, it consumes oxygen. That means the DO level will decrease and BOD level will rise. So when DO level, that is when dissolved oxygen level decreases, what happens is the oxygen availability in water decreases. Due to this, what happens is the aquatic organisms are killed. Okay. But as the time passes on, the sewage is decomposed, the DO levels will increase, and finally aquatic life will reappear. So it may happen, it may reappear. So in this graph you can see the sewage discharge. Okay. When it is very high, if you see the sewage discharge, the BOD value is very high and the dissolved oxygen is very low. As the time passes on, that is, as the organic matter is decomposed by the microorganisms, you can see the dissolved oxygen levels has increased and BOD levels has decreased. That is, dissolved oxygen and biochemical oxygen demand, they are inversely proportional to each other. So in a sewage discharge, the DO level is low, BOD level is high. But as the time passes on in normal water body, the dissolved oxygen level will be high, the BOD will be high. So where dissolved oxygen is high, that is, the aquatic organisms can survive as they get sufficient amount of oxygen. But in this situation, the aquatic organisms cannot survive. That is, as BOD levels are high and DO level is very less. So they face the issue of deficit of dissolved oxygen. Okay. So what are the effects of this water pollution? So for the major effect is biological magnification. So what is this biological magnification? So when you come to this biological magnification, due to water pollution, whether it is industries or mostly due to industries, lot of toxic materials are released into water. And these toxic materials will enter into food chain. As they enter into food chain, their concentration will increase from one trophic level to other trophic level. It means if you take a food chain here, this is a food chain. These are different trophic levels. Trophic level 1, trophic level 2, trophic level 3. So once these toxic materials enter into food chain, their concentration will increase gradually. Here you can see the concentration is increasing as the trophic levels, it goes to higher levels. Why their concentration is increasing? What is the reason behind this? That is, so these toxic materials cannot be metabolized or cannot be excreted by the organism. They are stored in the fats. Like DDT, cadmium, lead, mercury, which are accumulated at various trophic levels in a food chain. Okay. And these toxic materials, they are non-biodegradable, which cannot be metabolized, which cannot be excreted by organisms. Okay. So a case study is there, DDT, about a case study. So for what purpose we use? To kill insects. That is, DDT is an insecticide. Okay. So where we use, that is to kill mosquito dissolved, it is continuous of DDT. So when there is a continuous use of this, there is a decrease in the birds population which eat fishes as the main source of food. So what is the reason for this? That is due to the biomagnification of DDT in aquatic food chain. Okay. So here if you see this DDT concentration, which is 0.003 parts per million in water, when it comes to birds, it has become 5 ppm in fishes. Okay. See, the concentration has become multiple times. So why DDT is harmful? What is the reason? What actually DDT will do? So DDT will disturb calcium metabolism in the birds, which is very important. That is, the eggshells of birds is made up of calcium. As calcium metabolism is disturbed, the calcium cells will become very thin. As they are very thin, the eggs will break before maturation, which leads to, that is, death of the young ones. Premature breaking of eggs will lead to death of young ones. Okay. So the DDT has caused lot of effects on birds, like which affects calcium metabolism. So here you can see the DDT level here is 0.03 parts per million in water. So when it comes to zooplanktons, it has come to 0.04 ppm. Small fishes which eat zooplanktons, it has come to 0.5 ppm. And large fish which has come, it has come to 2 ppm. And when birds which feed on this, it has come to 25 ppm. So as you move up through the trophic levels, the concentration of DDT is increasing. So this is called biological magnification, biomagnification, where it will affect the bird population, the birds which eat the fishes, which will affect the calcium metabolism of the birds, so that their eggshells become very thin. Their eggshells become very thin. So biological magnification is one of the effects of water pollution. It is one of the effects of water pollution. Okay. And when you come to another effect of water pollution is, another effect of water pollution is eutrophication. What is this eutrophication? So in this eutrophication, that is natural aging of water bodies, okay, by nutrient enrichment is called eutrophication. Due to water pollution, what happens is the water bodies nutrients will be enriched, so that what happens is the aging of lakes takes place. Gradually, by the time time passes on, the water bodies are converted into land. Okay. Whatever the runoff water from lands which has lot of nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus to the water. Okay. Due to this nutrient enrichment, due to water pollution, what happens is it will promote the growth of plants and animals. So promote the growth of different plants, animals, different organisms. As they grow over centuries, what happens is the debris gets accumulated and pile up. So gradually what happens when the debris gets accumulated and pile up, so water bodies become shallow and warmer, which supports more marshy vegetation. And finally, the water body gets converted into land. So ultimately what happens is, in eutrophication, the water bodies is converted into land. That means the water bodies will get reduced. The water bodies gets reduced. Okay. And there is a cultural or accelerated eutrophication. It is a human-made effect. That is anthropogenical. Anthropogenical means human activity, which has accelerated eutrophication process. So here you can see fertilizer is spread on the land. It gets washed away by the rain. Then the fertilizer is transported to underground water. Okay. Due to fertilizers is rich in nutrients. Fertilizer is rich in nutrients. As it is rich in nutrients, it will cause growth of aquatic plants, algae in the lake. Okay. Due to growth of this algae and all these, what happens is the sunlight cannot reach into deeper layers. So that what happens is the organisms will die. That is, the debris gets deposited. As the debris gets deposited, what happens? The water bodies become shallow. gradually the water bodies, as they shallow, the gradually water bodies get converted into land. Okay. So this is eutrophication is one of the major effect of water pollution. Follow SPSVERSITY and social media. So till now we have discussed about the effects of water pollution, that is eutrophication, biological magnification, okay, dissolved oxygen, biochemical oxygen demand we have discussed. So now we are going to discuss about another major aspect of water pollution is algal blooms. Okay. Due to water pollution, the water gets nutrient enriched. That is, nutrients are enriched in the water, which stimulates growth of planktonic algae. So which leads to algal blooms, like what you are seeing in the picture, the algal blooms, the profuse growth of algae. Due to this, what happens is the color of the water body will change. There is a distinct color in the water, an unpleasant odor. And as there is a profuse growth of this algal blooms, what happens is there is a depletion of dissolved oxygen. So there is a reduction in dissolved oxygen. Not only reduction in dissolved oxygen, even the light availability to aquatic organisms. Why? Because light cannot penetrate into this. Okay. Even some algae will produce toxic substances. We'll see a case study about water pollution. Okay. Water hyacinth, a plant which grows in water, which is an aquatic plant. Okay. Which is an hydrophyte. Its scientific name is Econia crassips. That is, which is commonly called terror of Bengal. It is one of the most problematic weed which is introduced into India. The reason for introduction into India is due to this, as it has beautiful flowers, ornamental. As it is an invasive species, there is no predator, they grow excessive growth. As they grow in water, they cause blocks in the waterways, creating imbalance in the aquatic ecosystem. Imbalance in the aquatic ecosystem means due to excessive growth of water hyacinth, the dissolved oxygen will be decreased. DO is reduced in the water. Due to this, the aquatic organisms cannot survive. They can't get to dissolved oxygen. That's why so which leads to, that is, the aquatic organisms will die. So this water hyacinth should be removed from this one, otherwise it has lot of effects on other aquatic organisms. Okay. So what are the effects on human health due to this water pollution? Like whatever the sewage coming from home or hospitals contains numerous pathogens like virus, bacteria, protozoa and swarms. Due to this, what happens is the water gets contaminated. So many waterborne diseases will come like dysentery, loose motions, jaundice, cholera, typhoid. These are all different waterborne diseases. And wastewater coming from industries has toxic substances like heavy metals, which cause many serious diseases. Like mercury poisoning causes mini-meta disease. Mini-meta disease means where the people who are suffering with, they will be very short. Cadmium, it causes ita-ita diseases which affects the kidneys. Like cadmium, lead, okay, mercury, these all will affect cause severe diseases. Okay. So to control this wastewater, So there should be a wastewater treatment. Okay. So there is a case study of integrated wastewater treatment. That is integrated wastewater treatment process, which is done by residents of Orchard Town and biologists from Humboldt State University. So what they have done is they have followed two stages. One is conventional sedimentation, that is filtering, treating with chlorine. But even then, the heavy metals still remain in the water, and these are filtered in the second stage. That is, water is allowed to flow through series of 6 connected marshes spread over 60 acres. What is this marshes? So this marshland consists of plants, that is appropriate plants, algae, fungi, bacteria, which will neutralize, absorb and assimilate these heavy metals, that is pollutants. So they kept a name, that is Friends of Orchard Foam, to safeguard this project. So here they have followed a biological means to protect, that is to remove heavy metals and the pollutants. The advantage of this is purify the water bodies. Not only purifying water bodies, this marshland will act as a sanctuary with high level of biodiversity. So here you can see that is the marshland and the vegetation. So the polluted water coming from this direction. It is passed through 6 different marshlands, like plants, algae, bacteria. By the time it comes out, it is a purified water where a lot of vegetation is growing. Okay. So this is a study where water pollution is reduced by foam, Friends of Orchard Marsh. Okay. Like ecological sanitation, that is the main hurdle in ecological is handling of human excreta. This is by using dry composting toilets. Okay. It is very practical, hygienic, efficient and cost effective. And this human excreta can be used as a natural fertilizer. So which reduce chemical fertilizers usage. Like in Kerala, that is, and Sri Lanka, using eco-sand toilets. Nowadays, in trains they are using this eco-sand toilets where the human excreta is properly disposed and which is used as a natural fertilizer. So that's all about that is the water pollution. It affects, that is eutrophication, biological magnification, algal blooms, the eco-sand. So the case study of Friends of Orchard Marsh. Thank you all. We'll meet in the next session and discuss the further topics. Follow us on social media, SPSVERSITY.